Yeah, hello everyone. Today I'm gonna show you how to configure WAN basic IP reachability. So without further ado, let us configure. Here we have a WAN link. So the WAN link looks like this. WAN means wide area network. So this course is just for labs. It is not for theory-based Ccna. So we just go straight. Last time we had a VLAN configuration. So today, we had a reachability of several different VLANs, and today I'm going to show you basic IP reachability as it says in here. So without further ado, let us start. So let me highlight it and then let me start. So I've got router 1 here and router 2. So our goal is to configure the IP addressing here. So the IP addressing will be 192, for example, 168.0.0/24. These are the network that we're gonna use it. If I make it a bit bigger, I would go to font, and then I would go to 14, and then okay, apply. Okay, so that's the IP address that we're going to use, the network address. Here the slash is 24, so you can go back and read your Ccna guide or book. So here router 1 we're gonna give to router dot 1, and then I'm gonna copy and put here and give R2.2. Okay, without further ado, let us configure. So we are in here. What we're gonna do is we're gonna type configure and then enter, and then interface, and the interface we are going to use is serial 6/0 interface, and then you press tab, then serial, you press tab 6/0, enter, no shutdown. And to be precise, I will tell you the WAN does not support the clock rate, like with just if you are using a GNS3. If you are using packet tracer, it's or real equipment, it supports clock rate. So now if I say like clock rate, it supports, but it gives you extraordinary, like from 246 all the way to this. But normally actually it supports in this period. So let us say like clock rate 64. So this version this version they updated, so it supports. Before it wasn't supporting. So now we said like a clock rate 64,000, and then there's a bit, yeah, there is a bit rate. So now it says like they changed it, status is down. So the status is down because on the other one is not up yet. So when you are configuring the first one, the first interface is always going to be down because we said no shut. And then for example now if you say like shutdown, it's already shut down, but it will show you still it is shut down. Okay, administratively shut down. So if I say no shutdown, then it will come back up, and then straight away it will go down because yeah, you see it is already up now, and then it's going to go down real quick because it is not getting the signal from this interface. And the reason is that because this one is not configured yet and it's not up state, it is a down state. Okay, okay, so let me say show IP interface brief exclude, and let me say brief, and then do you see here serial 6/0 administratively is up, but line protocol is down. So let me put down line protocol is down. There is a command, but I'm using a Mac, so the Mac is not supporting in the pipe command. I don't see it. At least it's not supporting in my case now. But whenever you see here down, that means like it's not getting the signal from the other, which is this interface. It's not getting the signal from that interface because it's not configured yet, but administratively it is up. Okay, that's what I mean. So if I say like IP address 192.168.0.1, then 255, it's going to be /24, which is 24-bit on 255.0. and then what I will do, I will just copy this one because I will change the IP address, and then I will go to this interface on R2. So I will go. By the way, when we are here, some basic thing is you have to use hostname first. So we already have R1 in here, but I will show you just for the sake of. And also there is a line console that you need to go, line console 0, which means like you are connected through the console, like you are not using a telnet, you are just straight on the router, because I double clicked and then I'm straight on. That's called line console. So if you don't want this messages popping up disturbing us, what we're gonna do, like for example now when we select shutdown, let me use something. When we set the interface, and okay, let me say this one shutdown. Yeah, if it's a shutdown, so interface serial 6/0 shutdown. When we say shutdown, so many output will come out. You see now this one is administratively down. Yeah, and so many others comes sometimes. But if you don't want to see that, you're gonna go to line. Yeah, you see all this now, you see all this coming up, but now I said I'm not shut down, so it came up. But if you don't want that step, what you're gonna do, you go line console and then 0, because when you say line console, if you tap like shift and the question mark, it shows you it's only 0 0, like the console is only 1, so it's 0. So we say like 0, and then we say login synchronous, so it will stop any disturbing output that we don't need. So now we said login synchronous to stop any output. So now let me go back to my interface and say shut down, and I have to see only one line now. Yeah, that line, and then if I say no shutdown, and then I will only get one line. That's it. Yeah, so that line is up. So if you don't want to, like sometimes the router gives you a lot of output that you don't need. So login synchronous is the way to go. Line console 0 and login line console 0, and then under line console 0 you have a login. Say you type login synchronous, it will stop output that you don't need it. Okay, now it says like, because it's not getting the signal from this interface, as I said before, it is not giving you, I mean it says like it is down, because it's not getting the signal from the interface, and I showed you before. Okay, now if we say like for example right, so we done this one, then we will go to router 2, and then we go line console same 0 login synchronous, and then if you want, you will, I mean this is where you issue the password. So if you say like login, they will ask you, it will ask you a password. So here where you create the password, so you say a password, then Cisco for example, and then log in. So now your line console is secure. If I do all the way end, and then I still distribute exit, if I want to come back, it will ask me password. Do you see the password that is asking me? So this is a line console. So I type Cisco. You don't see it, but it's already there. Okay, so now that is how you can protect it with a password. Okay, now let me go to the main interface that I want to configure. This is on R2 right now, and this is on R2 serial 6/0, no shutdown. Now this router was giving me the interface is down, yeah, because he wasn't getting a signal from here. So as soon as I say no shutdown, this router 1 will give me the state is up. So I will get another message telling me instead of down, the interface is up, because it's getting a signal from here. Okay, so no shutdown, and then you see it. This one will come up, it will give us no shutdown state. You see, it gave us no shutdown state, and here it has to give us no shutdown state. Do you see? Up. Before it was down, now it gave us up. You get me? So now if I go okay, if I go here, because we want to troubleshoot, right? Let me keep going down until, yeah, the IP address. This is what I want to copy, same IP address. Okay, so normally if, like, for example, this is the normal IP address. Okay, that is a normal IP address, but because of router 1 we gave 01 at the end, which is .1 in here. If I give same IP address by mistake on R2, what's gonna happen? Let me go. Let me go. I said IP address 192.168.0.1, same IP address. So if you do by mistake, what's gonna happen? Let us see. You're gonna see a complaint now from R1, and they're gonna say the IP address is wrong. But because if you don't see, but because we did that, I mean, we said like login synchronous, the problem might be on that. It's preventing this come up, or like this problem to come up. But let me go back and say line console 0, no login synchronous. If the surface, if the output comes up, if nothing comes up, that means like the GNS tree has, it is a bug of the GNS tree, because it has to complain and say like, look, I'm having same IP address, so it is not going to work. Let me go to R1. Yes, and R1 doesn't say anything. So I think it's a GNS tree bug, but normally it should complain. So let me go and say like login synchronous, because we don't want it, like any output that disturbs us. Okay, so now let me go and give the interface. Let me give the normal IP address. It was 2. Following here, it is 2. So now what we have to do, we have to go and ping on R1, which is on this guy, on R1 IP address. If you say do show IP interface brief, this is the IP address that we want to ping. So let me copy and go R2 and ping. So now they have reachability. If I go R1 and ping R2, like do ping, so you have to use do command, do, if you are not at the end, if you are not on the privilege. So now they have reachability. Okay, so now what we need in here, let me write in here, we need to have 2.2.2 / for example /32, that's the whole subnet, and then 22.22.22.22/32 /32. That is the whole IP address, like 32 bit on. which for the loopbacks is okay, but not for the normal network. Like normal network, what I mean is like you cannot use here and 32 on here, but you can use for the lab wise, we use it at 32. So let me configure on R2. So I will go back. These are loopbacks, yeah. So I will go. I will type interface loopback 0, because loopback it has 0 to 255, but this one Gen3 is crazy. It has a 2 million loopbacks. Okay, let me say like interface loopback. Let me start from the very first interface loopback 0, and then it's already up because it's already up. So if I say okay, IP address 2.2.2.2 then 255, because we 255. I made it like whole up, the whole 32-bit up. Okay, and then if I go back, and then I'm just going to make it easy for myself, 22, and then oh sorry, this one, and then the other one will be loopback 1. I just give the same IP, 2 different IP address on the same loopback. So let me go to, let me give this IP address on this loopback. So if I say do show IP interface brief, you see 2 loopbacks with the IP address and they are already up. Okay. Oh shit, I'm so sorry, because I configured R1 no loopback because I wanted to configure R2, but by mistake I configured R1. So the way you delete the loopback is, you say a no loopback 0, you say 220 2 O's, no loopback, no loopbacks, no loopback 0. Okay, sorry, no interface loopback 0, and no interface loopback 1. So in R2 now, in R1 now, it doesn't have interface brief. It doesn't have show IP interface brief. It doesn't have any. Oh, okay, still have. Okay, no interface loopback 0, and then loopback 1. So now it doesn't have. I don't know why it's showing me before. So now it does not have any loopback. You see it? It's only have the interface. So now let me copy the IP addresses, this IP address, and then configure on R2. Okay, and then I will go to R2. I will type interface loopback 0, and then the IP address I already configured. I already copied from there. Now we've done it, and then let me go to R1 again and get another IP address, this one. I'm just copying here, and then I'm going to this one, loopback 1, and then paste. And now if we go here and show IP interface brief on R2, we have 2 loopbacks. Both of them are up. However, and also for the sake of this lab in here, let me even do a loopback 0 on this one. Say like dot 1 slash 32. Let me give one loopback. I gave 5. Let me give one loopback on R1 as well, configure on R1 as well. Interface loopback 0 on R1, IP address 1.1.1.1 255, as it is 32-bit 255.2550. Okay, cool. So now we need reachability. So if we try to ping from R1 to ping this interface is behind R1, behind R2, because they are acting like a network behind on R2. If we ping from here, before we ping it from interface to this interface, okay, because they are directly connected. But if they are not directly, because these two network or 22 network, they are not connected directly. They are connected directly to R2, but they are not directly connected to R1. So R1 does not know what is behind R2, and similarly R2 cannot ping the network behind R1. Similarly, because this network is directly connected to R2, but R2 is not propagating to R2. I mean R1 is not propagating or giving to or advertising to R2. So let me show you what I mean. If I say here, if I say ping, R1 will ping 1.2.2.2 because it is on loopback. You see, we got it straight away. 5 pings came back. Okay, R2 will ping. It is loopback. It's because they are directly connected. You see, and it will bring another IP address, I mean on R2 as well, because we all have reachability. Just this one has reachability to this one, and this one R1 has reachability to the loopback connected to it, and R2 has reachability. The network is connected to R2, I mean to R2. So this one, each router has his own directly connected, but the R1, if we try now, for example R2, we are in R2 now. If we try to ping on R1 loopback, we cannot configure. You see, we cannot configure because R2 does not know the network behind R1, and similarly R1 cannot ping 2.2.2.2. You see it? You cannot ping, or even 2.2.2. Same. You cannot ping. The reason is that because R1 doesn't know what is R2. Okay, good. Sorry for that. So how are we going to do the reachability? So let me go to, this is when troubleshooting, because we have a lab 1 configuring troubleshooting. So now we configure it, yes. Then we verified as well, because we already showed the interfaces IP brief that they have the IP address, and we configured the IP address, and now the problem left for us is troubleshooting. So how to make reachability? If they tell you to give reachability, if they tell you like R1 has to ping the network behind R2, and R2 has to ping the network behind R1, how are you going to do? This is what we're going to do. Something we call this is the interface that we show. We show IP interface brief is the one that we mostly use it now, and show IP routing table. Yes, before I go that, let me show IP routing, IP route. So you see, when you say IP route, these are R1 routing table. So it has C, means directly connected. So this one directly connected, and 192 is directly connected. Okay, and if you go to R2, show IP route, it has C, which is mean directly connected. It is already directly connected. 22 and 22 directly connected, and it's a 178, and R1, sorry, and it has a directly connected. So it has a 3 networks. So if I say show IPsef, it shows you like the longest one that it is accepted. So this one is an advanced topic, but for the time being, let me just go and and fix it the reachability. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna use there's something they call static. So I will type IB route, and then if I want, for example, I am on R1 now, so R1, I'm on R1 now, so R1 needs to have these two networks. R1 needs these two networks to have reachability to these two networks. So what we're going to do is IB route, which is the IB address, route this one and say 2.2.2 and then 255. So we type the remote network, yeah, 255.255, and then let me use this interface. So I want to use this interface to get down those networks. So it's like serial 6/0, and then same I will do with the other network 2, and then I will do 2 and then 2 and then 2. Okay, so now if you go back, if we say like okay, ping, sorry, 2 pings, ping 2.2.2, easy, we've got success, and we are on R1, and the command that we use is IB route and then remote network. Remote networks are these, and you will type exactly how they are. And I said IB please route 22 and 22 network, and the subnet mask is 255.255.255.255, and please let me use this interface. I'm on R1, so I only know this interface, so let me use this interface. And then this R1 sends a signal, which is a routing signal that's asking to give this router, that's asking router 2 to requesting router 2 to send these routes that it has directly connected, and then it will so it gives. So if I say show IB route, I have a static route for the static route entry, they call like entry for network 2, and then I have another entry for network 22, which is directly connected. Okay, let me show you another way, another static route. If I go to R2 now and I want to ping this network, I cannot ping. I already showed with you, I cannot ping because there is no reachability. But what I can do is that instead of asking router 1, router 2, like for example when I was at router 1, I asked it, the command is configured where like 2 lines. I said please can I have these 2 networks, and I type it in separate. I said IB route 255.255.255.255. Please put it through interface serial 60, and then also give me this. So I put the 2 statement, and also I said send it to me 255.255.255.255 through, and put it through serial 6/0. Okay, instead of doing that, what I can do, I can have as many loopbacks on R1. Like for example, let me configure another loopback on R1. Let me configure another loopback, interface loopback 1, and then I will say like IP address 11.11.11.11. These are simulating a real network, yeah. That's how you configure the real network as well, the reachability, when they ask you and they don't allow you to use a routing protocol. This one is called like static routing. So now if I select show IP interface wave, we have 2 loopbacks, yeah. So R2 has no chance to ping either one. It cannot ping 111 as we said, and it cannot ping 11.11.11. It cannot even ping 11.11.11.11. Cannot ping. And what is that? The reason is because there's no reachability. So I'll show you another way that so now I'm on R2. I want to request, let me make this one because we duplicated, and then it was because we configured it now in it. So it was a loopback 1, and then it was 11 11 11 11. Yeah, so we got these two networks right here, loopback 0 and loopback 1, loopback 0 and loopback 1. Yeah, loopback 0 and loopback 1, yeah, behind network. So we are on R2. So what we're gonna do, I will go, and instead of writing a separate, I will write IP route 0 0 0 0, and 0 that means like any network which has any subnet, please, and send it IP route 0 0. Oh yeah, I left here the one in the middle. Yes. Now, so okay, I said please IP route any network, any subnet mask through this interface serial /0. So that means like, please do give to me any network behind you and send me through my interface serial /0. In this case, they are on the same number, and I did on purpose because just to simplify the lab. So we are on R2, yeah. So now if we try to ping before we couldn't ping, you see. We couldn't ping network 1, and we could not ping network 11. Do you see it? Network 11 we couldn't ping, network 1 we could not ping. The video is longer than what I thought, but it shows you the full reachability using static and also verification and everything. So let me see now, ping 1, because before it didn't configure. Now you see we have reachability successfully. Now we have successful reachability, and if I go now 11.11.11.11, we have the similar. So this is how you can configure and make reachability outstanding. Thank you very much, and I hope you will enjoy, and please subscribe, like, and share. Thank you very much. This is a Ccna series.